So this was a topic I touched on very briefly not too long ago. It was a conversation in season 2 of Power where Kanan said he went to go visit his mom's. Now of course he could have meant that he went to go visit his mom's grave, he could have actually went to go visit Rag, or maybe even visit her in prison, or maybe he was lying altogether because we know how manipulative he was. And after Raquel's conversation with Symphony in the last episode, and how she said that she has a vision of passing over the business to Lulu, where she would then come out of the game and just collect the checks, the question is, will Raquel escape the game and will she be able to pull off a plan, staying alive and staying out of jail? Now we're also going to discuss the mysterious Symphony. Is he who he says he is, or is he someone with a past, connections or a hidden agenda? So Raquel leaving the games and all things Symphony is what we're going to be discussing in today's video. But of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button. You should see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But let's talk about Raquel taking a step back from the game, because it's something I'm sure many people think she was successful in doing because of what Kanan said in season 2 of Power and how he went to go visit his mom's. Now I still think eventually she will die, but who knows, you really can't rule it out. But in this conversation, Raquel said that she was sorry for being so hard on Symphony because of him keeping the secret that Kanan was arrested by Detective Howard, but she was glad he was there. She was glad Kanan had him to call because he trusts Symphony, and especially because he doesn't have a lot of men in his life that he can trust. And it's true, he really doesn't have a lot of men in his life that he can trust. And one thing I really do want to quickly touch base on is his relationship with Lulu, or lack of relationship should I say, because other than the first episode and their scene together at Lamont's diner, we haven't seen one single scene between Kanan and Lulu, and it really is a key detail I think we need to pay close attention to, because we've seen him build a bond and a relationship with Raquel, Marvin and Duke, and Symphony as well, but not Lulu. We know that he killed D-Wiz, and so does Duke as well, but Kanan doesn't, and I really do wonder why they haven't shown us a scene yet, even a small scene of them talking, so it's definitely something to keep in the back of our minds. But coming back to the conversation between Raquel and Symphony, she said how he would make a great dad because of the way he is with Kanan, and how she would love to have a kid with him. But this is where she really opened up to Symphony about her plan to escape from the game. She said that she wasn't planning on leaving the business, not yet anyway. She eventually wants to get to the point where she can pass it over to Lulu and step back, just collect the checks. But there's a lot of shit that she needs to do, there's a lot of things that she needs to put in place and put in motion before that even happens, and she's not always going to be the person that she is currently. So her plan is to come out of the game, pass the business over to Lulu, and then she can just sit back. But this game isn't as simple as we found out before. With people who try and leave, they either end up dead or in jail. So coming back to our Power story and someone who is arguably the best at what he did, and that was Ghost. Tasha said that nobody was as good as him, but he wanted to leave the game ever since the first episode and tried to leave the game several times in Power. In season 3 he even entered as a legit businessman, but by the end he was back where he started. It's the life that keeps pulling you back in. Sometimes you'll have different people pulling you back in, just like Ghost had Tasha and Tommy pulling him back in. This is a similar situation that I think we're going to see with Raquel. Will she be able to escape and sit on a throne where she's able to collect the checks? I don't think so, because there's always going to be a few issues and a few people that will keep pulling her back into this game. So let's talk about the first person, and that's Kanan. He's always causing problems for Raquel, which he's been doing ever since the first episode, and continues to make mistakes, acting too quickly with Buck 20, coming out of the stash house to Davina, which gave up the location, being arrested for picking a fight with Scrappy, and then creating the bad batch of crack, which would have dropped so many bodies on the streets. Now Raquel will no doubt find out in episode 8 and link these deaths back to Kanan, and he is constantly causing problems for Raquel, which is definitely keeping her on her toes. And one thing she made clear from the beginning is that she's always going to protect him. Of course it's not always going to be like this, he's going to have his ups and downs, but it's a part of the game for Kanan, because we know how strategic and monstrous he turned out to be in Power. But something will have to give in for him to start being a little bit more wiser and more strategic. I spoke about Davina's death yesterday and how that could be the catalyst for his character to really change. But let's move on and talk about the second person, and that's Marvin. He's someone else who's always causing problems for Raquel, which she is constantly having to clean up. In episode 5 she told him that he's always too busy covering up one lie with a new lie because of the stash house being hit and leaving Kanan there on his own, which he wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. On top of all of that, she's going to find out that he was the one who set up on the highway and not Unique, and this is why she keeps him out of the game and has him refurb in this apartment, because she doesn't trust him. But the one person that she is able to trust is Lulu. So let's talk about the third person, and this is who she wants to take over the family business. Lulu is a right hand man up in this joint, and he's a right hand for a reason, because he's calm, he gets shit done, he never misses, apart from missing Warrell in the last episode, where a lot of people questioned whether he missed on purpose. But I definitely don't think he did miss on purpose. Why would he want to keep Warrell alive only for him to potentially strike back? It doesn't make sense for him to miss on purpose. So I want to talk about the gun that he used, which was a Tech 9, and I've done a bit of reading over the last few days because I really don't know much about guns myself, but the gun that he used isn't the greatest apparently. They always used to have issues with jamming and you really can't hit anything with accuracy. Lou even said that Tech 9's ain't shit. But regardless of this little miss from Lulu, Raquel wants him to take over the Thomas organization. But the issue isn't mistakes with Lulu like it is with Marvin and Kanan. The issue is his mind is elsewhere, and that's with music. He wanted his showcase to go as smooth as possible with no issues, and definitely a place where no drugs are sold or guns on site because he wants to make this his thing. And Unique recognizes this, which is why he made the proposal he did to Lulu, which he was never going to accept of course. Now he's someone who doesn't want to end up dead or in jail, and this is another issue that Raquel has when it comes to her part of the plan of just wanting to sit back and collecting the checks. Lulu doesn't want this game. He doesn't want to be in the game, and I feel it's going to take another D-Wiz type of moment for him to really want to turn and completely want out. And it makes me think about what's going to go down in episode 8. If you have seen the trailer, Unique is going to go on the offense and he's going to attack Raquel's home by the looks of this scene. And although I don't think any of them will die, I can see someone like Jessica being hit, and this being the catalyst for not only Marvin to go on a complete rampage, but for Lulu to fully want out of the game as well. And this would ruin Raquel's plan that she has. So do I think she's going to be successful with her plan? I personally don't think so. But let's bring it back to Power and that scene again in season 2 and how Kanan said he went to go visit his mom's. Now I'm not going to go too deep into this because I've already done it in a previous video, but a plot hole is definitely there if they want to connect this back together. If they really wanted to, if she was able to somehow make her plan work, it would only make sense if Raquel was in prison in the current timeline of Power Book 2 Ghost though, because there was no family member who was able to pick up his ashes when he did die. But I still think Raquel will eventually die at some point in Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, and Kanan only meant to go visit her grave in Power in season 2. But Symphony, let's talk about Symphony next. Was Raquel right in opening up to Symphony the way she did? Because what made Ghost so great was how he was able to make plans and think 3 moves ahead, but he did this sometimes without keeping Tommy in the loop. He never told Tommy about the plan of having Kanan arrested because he would never have been on board with it. So Ghost was someone, let's just say, who played his cards very close to his chest. So was it a mistake on Raquel's part to opening up to Symphony? I think so, because in this game you really can't trust nobody but yourself. If we've learned one thing in Power is that even family can turn on you, family can even kill you, and a loved one can also betray you. So do I think opening up to Symphony may have been a mistake? I definitely think so. But we can also say Symphony hasn't really done anything for us to not trust him. He's been there for Raquel, he's also been there for Kanan. Haley Kilgore and Patina Miller, who played Jukebox and Rag, tweeted this the other day, and how he's been loyal this whole time, and he definitely has been loyal. But whether Symphony's hiding something, only time will tell. I definitely didn't like the look that he gave when Raquel said that he'd be a great father, but I don't know whether it's just me. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Will Raquel make her plan work? Will she be able to pass down the business to Lulu and just sit back and collect the checks? I believe this is a life that you can never escape from, especially in the world of Power, and I do think she'll either end up dead or in prison. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.